The purpose of this resource is to provide guidance for utilizing scaffolds that are embedded in your EL Education District curriculum. Scaffolding is an instructional method that progressively moves students toward greater independence and understanding during the learning process. It is a temporary support that acknowledges what students already know, the barriers they will face in achieving new learning goals, and the instructional support that will benefit them in negotiating those barriers. Throughout this learning opportunity, we'll focus on examples of scaffolds that already exist within EL Education lessons using Lesson 4 from Grade 3, Module 1, Unit 2. An EL Education Scaffold Overview document for elementary ELA grades 2 through 5 can be found in Learning Central under the appendix within each grade level module and in the teacher planning tools for your grade level curriculum. Please refer to this document for additional supports as you plan. The lesson components listed on the slide are where you can locate embedded scaffolds within lessons and will be highlighted throughout this presentation. In this lesson, students will form small groups to support each other in reading a new section of the text for GIST. In Lesson 5, students will revisit the same text to complete a close read, and then in the second half of the unit, students will write an informative paragraph using their research. You will want to balance student agency with guiding students toward a text that will support their success throughout the unit. Consider introducing students to the countries Finland, Thailand, and Zimbabwe the day before the lesson and having them complete a ranked survey of their country choices. This will allow you to create the best groups based on student need while giving them voice in selecting their own learning path. This will also provide students with more work time during the lesson itself, as you will not be completing opening A of this lesson. Note that the Finland text has additional supports built in during future lessons for ELLs and other students in need of the most support. In Work Time A of this lesson, student expert groups will generate group norms for collaboration. This may be a challenge for most groups to anticipate norms that will allow all students to have their voices heard. You will reference the Working to Become Ethical People anchor chart, but you may want to consider giving more concrete roles to each group member, such as recorder or timekeeper. Alternatively, you may provide students with 3 prepared norms and ask their group to add 2 new ones. Applying multiple means of representation to the task itself will also prove beneficial in meeting the needs of all students. Most groups may need support with managing this multi-step activity and need step-by-step directions that match the flow of Lesson 1 when you modeled reading for just the text of Kenya. Provide visual and/or verbal reminders to preview the pictures and captions of the text, then define the map and read the yellow text box to learn more about the country, and finally to read each paragraph, pausing at the end of each one. Much of the vocabulary for this lesson is specific to each expert group text. Consider providing this as a list of words or as a new note catcher, as well as any other unfamiliar terms you anticipate they may struggle with at the beginning of the lesson. Providing students with a word list will guide them with achieving the learning target for the day of determining the meaning of unfamiliar vocabulary while balancing the students who may overlook unfamiliar words or apply the wrong strategy. Some students may struggle with completing the note catcher. If you provided the group with a separate list of unfamiliar words, then they may not need to complete this note catcher at all. Consider providing groups with a large sheet of paper and assigning one group member the role of recorder. Alternatively, have students write the gist of each paragraph on sticky notes and place them directly on the text to support students when rereading. Scaffolding is an instructional method that progressively moves students toward greater independence and understanding during the learning process. Refer to the EL Education Scaffold Overview for grades 2 through 5 for additional resources that may provide further support when planning for and implementing instruction. As a reminder, additional resources and professional learning videos can be found in Learning Central under the appendix within each grade level module and in the teacher planning tools for your grade level curriculum. If you need more assistance with differentiating scaffolding lessons, you may wish to reach out to the experts in your building, ESL teachers, special education specialists, intervention team facilitator, or contact the central office coordinating teachers assigned to your school for support.